All right, so a little bit of background on this matchup. Ryan Bowen returned from India, King of India, and also AWE Intercontinental Champion. We reissued the belt after Todd Hutchings flew the coop and wasn't able to defend his title. We thought about how we're going to handle that going forward. Do we just retire the belt, or do we return it and give it a whole new meaning? And we did want to reserve it for the best of that pool of athletes that we have access to. And so first that kind of kicked off with Ryan going to India and establishing the lineage again against Mazahir Saidu. Ryan walked away with victory on that occasion, very close win. And if you want to see our review of that video, simply head over to that video next. And Ryan's returned and has his eyes firmly set on the AWE heavyweight champion, Guntars Baikovs. So Now Guntars is a former Latvian, former European, former Australian heavyweight champion, and has been the guy to beat in Australia for many, many years. And actually to the extent that he walked away from the sport for a little while there and just only made his competitive return at AWE 1. Mm-hmm. And of course, Guntars won that match, came back and defended his title at AWE 2 against Marcus Atirai. And this was his third defence of the AWE heavyweight belt against the newly crowned AWE Intercontinental Champion in Ryan Bowen.
That's right, absolutely. And this was an important match for Ryan because he'd always looked up to Guntars, as most people do. He's very tall, but regardless of that, he's been the man in Australian arm wrestling. And I remember Ryan was saying that Guntars was the guy when he first started that just felt like unbeatable,
an insurmountable giant.
Like you could never ever get to that level. And this was sort of he's been in the sport for 10 years. He's like, well, I want to see did I reach the pinnacle that is Guntars Baikovs, and so he's had the match, and this is what we're talking about here. We're going to bring it up on the screen, and I'll just find the bits that we're about. So here we go. There's the first round about to start here. So they did slip to start originally, and you can see the athlete that Guntars is.
He's just one of those human beings that's built differently. So Guntars is 50 years old now. He's a Lutheran minister, and that's how in some part he found his way to living in Australia. And he's 125 or so kilos standing here.
Yeah.
So he's a huge human being and a genuine weapon. He really is. I mean, he's just a formidable human being. You look at the forearm there. It's not just muscularity, but it's that old man strength as well. So he's got it all.
That's right. And he's very crafty on the table, has a plethora of experience, worldwide competition. And his technique that he'll usually favour, he'll usually top roll to 3/4 of the way down to the pad. If there's any resistance, he'll immediately transition to a press. And so that's what
we're watching out for here.
Absolutely, and Ryan's very aware of that. But what's interesting in the style with Ryan's setup here, again, you can see he almost gives the centre away to his opponent by a couple of some inches. He's
well, Guntars has almost got Ryan's fingers right up on his chin.
Yes.
I mean, it's very much on his side of the table.
Absolutely. So we're going to get a start from the referee, Tim Graham, here. And getting things set up, making sure it's all perfect. And there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Ryan's won the centre.
Guntars
has come right in. You see, that's a veteran move there for anyone who is in getting into arm wrestling. Your shoulder distance from your hand is critical to your ability to defend and attack. And so Ryan won the center. He's extended Guntars' arm. Guntars has come right forwards with that shoulder immediately.
And you can see here his shoulder and his hand are almost in alignment.
Yes, absolutely. So
right at the centre of the table.
he's not in his favourite position, which is top rolling. They've gone into a hook position. Guntars has brought his shoulder so far forwards that he could almost press here, but Ryan's looks like he's settling and gearing up for another big hit. You can see he's about to take a deep breath, and
there it is.
Driven again, and he's driven all the way through.
Yeah.
So he's got the win. He's 1-0 up on the legend of Guntars Baikovs.
Yeah.
Guntars, lovely man.
Great sportsman.
Absolutely. And so this is, as I said, an important match for Ryan. It's almost going against your hero, your idol, the man who was, the pinnacle of the sport when you first. And I'm not sure if you've had that experience. Well, probably you have.
Yeah, I wrestled you.
Like if you grab hold of like Lachlan Adair's arm.
Oh, it's just ridiculous, isn't it?
And then, but say,
and you just write it off like this is not going to happen. And for Ryan at this moment. He's like, hang on.
Hey, I got through.
Maybe he was just letting me do that. Maybe I wonder what it was going through Ryan's mind at the time. So, but again, first back to the table, ready to go. He's got the momentum.
Yeah, so winning the centre was critical for Ryan there. He managed to win the centre, and to defend, Guntars had to go inside and bring his shoulder forwards, and he was on his bicep. He was probably in a position where maybe he could have high hooked, or if he got his shoulder further around to press, but it wasn't his ideal strongest position, and Ryan was able to drive through that.
Almost got the feeling that if Guntars wasn't feeling 100% comfortable, he wasn't willing to put it all on the line so early in the match as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think he was waiting. At
the time, felt that was strategic in as much as not really gassing. Let's just keep it for the next round. And
he's definitely a veteran and very his table IQ is through the roof. And maybe he knew that, okay, I've lost the center. I'm in the middle here. If this starts pushing in the wrong direction, I'm not going to gas myself out because it's first to 4. So Tim Graham lining them up there. He's very, very astute with his referee. He wants to make sure everything is completely and utterly fair, which he does get some criticism for that because it does take a while.
Yes, yep. So, but for the commentary online that Tim might receive for that, Tim very much has the favour of the athletes and the confidence of the athletes.
Yeah, so
very, very well respected.
Come around to the middle. I don't know why they're going to mess around too much here. They're probably going to slip.
Ryan's loading. Here we go.
Yeah.
No,
Tim's not happy. He's telling both of them, you need to listen to me.
And you can see the nerves play out here from both athletes.
That's right.
Yeah,
Guntars not comfortable. He sort of
shook that off a little bit. Yeah.
It is tiring to gear up and like mentally, you're getting yourself prepared, and then it doesn't happen, and then and then it doesn't happen, and those constant attributes on your mental capacity that you're about to start and you're not. You're about to start and you're not. So you're getting a lot of that in these long setups. Looks pretty fair. Just going to turn it a little bit.
Go.
Guntars got straight out of there.
Yeah.
His elbow jumped about half a foot off the table.
Right. Ryan wants the instant replay on that one.
He does, actually, yeah, but no, it was nowhere near a pin there.
And you can see Guntars was very, very keen to get the straps on that occasion, feeling that using his body weight, getting some back pressure, maybe that's the way to pull through and maybe just find himself in that familiar position of top rolling and closing it out with the press. So
he's not happy with a certain thing that's happening here. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he's saying to the referee that there is a manipulation that's been taken place. He's not happy with the setup. It does look fairly fair, but Guntars not feeling it.
And Ryan's so crafty and doesn't give anything away. It's hard to know.
Ryan is almost in a supinated position right away there.
His hand is almost to his face.
He doesn't. Yeah, that's right. His palm is almost. He definitely wants to turn it inside on Guntars. He knows where Guntars is strongest. He wants to take that away from him. there it is.
Yeah, and Gunters, you could almost see Gunters trying to load that pressure on his wrist to just pull back, and Ryan had caught him too early for that to happen.
At that moment just then, here, so Gunters says to Ryan, "It's over." And Ryan says, "What was that?" And Gunters says, "No, it's over." And Ryan's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "You've done it. You're going to win now."
Oh.
And I think Gunters knew that
And
Ryan was just too strong for him.
Yeah.
And there's that look.
There it is. There it is. I think I got... Did he mean that? Did he mean
like,
that? I think he meant it. I think.
There's that. Don't let yourself get too excited here, Ryan, but I'm feeling pretty happy. So he's very, very happy. But you still got 2 more rounds that you've got to win. It's 2-0, Ryan, and last spotter there. Brett Coots in the background.
Look at him. He's a massive unit, isn't he?
It's like a bodyguard.
He's just ridiculous.
So here we go. It's 2-0, first to 4. Gunters needs to make a serious adjustment there, and I don't think in his mind he thinks he's capable of doing it. He knows that Ryan has been turning him inside in supination and driving through, which is not Gunters' favourite position to be in. It's not his strongest position. He wants the top roll, but yeah, he's I don't know, he's finding it hard to stop Ryan from doing what he wants. And there we go. Just like that.
And it is worth pointing out, Gunters, after his match with Marcus Tiride, had struggled from there on with back injury, which he was still working through the niggles of when it came to this match. And he hadn't fully prepared in a way that I know Gunters would have wanted to for a big match like this, but he also didn't want to deny Ryan the opportunity. So we may well see an improved Guntars Baikovs back to the table, fully prepared and
That's
giving
right.
it his absolute best.
Absolutely, coming
very,
back
very soon.
Yeah, for sure. And this is one of those things that if somebody knows what your A game is and they know how to shut it down, and you're relying on your B game, it's.
This is Ryan's versatility as an athlete, and we saw that in his match against Mazahir, where he studied his opponent, he understood where his opponent's strengths were, but where the weaknesses also lay, and in this case, you can see, Ryan's such an aficionado. He's such so devoted to the craft that he literally spends hours soaking in what it is that his opponents do, not just to win, but to also understand what it is that he needs to do and the areas that he needs to strengthen in order to be a better opponent for those that he's competing against.
Absolutely, yeah. So he's very much found the way through Guntars Baikovs, which is supination, winning the centre, turning Gunters' wrist palm up. Gunters definitely doesn't want to be in that position. So we'll go to the strap. But it's interesting because we've seen the previous opponents against Gunters have gone and played the same game with him in terms of top roll. And they're just got hammered in those spots. I mean, Gunters is just phenomenal in those. And then if they did manage to catch and stop his initial hit, he was just so instantly transferring to that press and getting through.
Because he's so big that he's just got that those leverage points, and he moves so quickly. So he jumps up onto the table really quickly and is able to press viciously.
Yes.
And if he's not able to break through initially, then he's able to maintain that pressure until inevitably the opponent's hand hits the back of the hand hits the pad.
That's right. And this is Orion is up 3-0 here, and this potentially is the final match. So Gunters needs to make a massive adjustment, stop Ryan from being able to supinate in, and he's got the experience to do it if he's going to make it happen.
Yeah, flattening Ryan's hand in this case is essentially what he needs to be doing in the setup. But Ryan's just able to.
It's almost like you need to kick your wrist forwards a little bit if you know someone's going to be trying to break through you with supination, which does leave you vulnerable to a top roll. But if you're getting hammered with supination, it's sometimes better to just go all in on your defense there.
And particularly in a press position, we've seen Gunters do that before.
Yep.
Give up his...
So Gunters is a better spot here. He's got some cup. He's got some height. Ryan's not able to get fully supinated. Gunters coming right back to the back of the pad. But as he came forwards, Ryan turned the Supernation all the way through and drove through. So, yeah, it looks like the win for Ryan there, the strategy is with Supernation.
So is that the passing of a baton, or is this simply giving Guntars Baikovs something to come back bigger and stronger with next time?
Well, I don't think that Gunters is unable to win. I think that Ryan's strategy and his ability to find Gunters' weakness is what won him the match.
Oh, this good-looking chap. No, forgot he was there. There we go. And there are both straps over
the double champ,
the shoulder, the champ, and remains still.
Yes,
the AWE double champ.
Absolutely, that's right. And he did say, Ryan said in the post-match speech that he'd always looked up to Gunters and that he was his mountain, his Everest, and to know that after 10 years of hard training and hard work that he's reached that level is something very special.
Mm. Tim's a little bit disappointed that it wasn't actually Tim winning. I think Tim's always had his eyes on Gunters as well. And, today's your day, Ryan. Maybe my day will come. Well, actually, for Tim it did. I think we've got the footage of Tim beating Ryan on this same very day.
That's right.
Beat him on left hand.
He did.
Yeah. So Tim's a bit of a left-hand specialist. He's pretty strong on right, but left-hand he catches a lot of people.
There's somebody there. I don't know how this guy got in, but
yeah, there must have been free tickets that day. and good.
I think he says here that arm wrestling just don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
To which everyone in the room went, no, I think we're going to take it seriously.
You're just saying that because you lost Gunters. The rest of us, everyone's like, this is life and death for us. This is everything. Yeah. So, but no, Gunters has been a great champion and is a fantastic ambassador for the sport, and it's been absolutely wonderful to have Gunters be part of the AWE journey so far. He's been our AWE heavyweight champion. He's defended his title twice. He's only just recently surrendered it, but he's competed at AWE 1, 2, of course T-Series 1 as well. So he's been part of the fabric of AWE, and I can't wait to see a bigger, better, improved version of Gunters with none of the niggles coming back to the table really, really soon.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. So check us out at our website, which is www.awearmwrestling.com. You can also find the T-Series, all the tournament matches at the YouTube channel of which is AWE T-Series, and the underground matches, which is one of the ones that you would have seen right there, was Gunters and Ryan, and that is AWE Underground. So we've got lots of things happening, lots of things coming up.
Stay tuned for big announcements.
Absolutely.
All right, see you next time.